Hey, it's Diana from An Ageless Life. Today, I'm talking about a little bit of what do you do that brings you joy. And I'm not talking about being happy all the time. And I want to talk about spontaneous. And the reason all of these come together is because it impacts how we age, our attitude, our health, wellness, all of those kinds of things. Because after all, health and wellness and how you age are all tied together. And you can hear we've got support here from my team. D'Artagnan is out here in his little catio with Cleocatra, and we are enjoying the beautiful day today. It's starting, you can feel there's a change in the air, and oh, I have a hummingbird that is in my um, marigolds. That's pretty cool. I turn around the camera around, but it's gone now. They're pretty quick. But a lot of people in the United States are on antidepressants. And I just read a study that states that these people, what happens is you take this little quiz, so to speak, where you show up as far as how many points you have. They use as a diagnostic to say you're depressed, you're not depressed, and then they will give you medication. And they did a big study that measured people after they had been on antidepressants long enough that they were able to actually have a beneficial effect, because a lot of times you have to be on those about 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes longer if you have to do a bunch of dosage adjustments. But they found that the quality of life indicators, and those are things about how do you feel every day? Are you excited about stuff? Are you anxious? All of the kinds of indicators that were used in the beginning to determine depression, plus some other things. The quality of life indicators for most of the people on antidepressants did not change. In other words, they're taking all of these medications that have huge side effects and are not really achieving much, if any, of a benefit. Now, there's a caveat, is nobody should go out and just immediately stop the medication that they're on now. It needs to be decreased gradually. And there are some cases where it is absolutely necessary and a good idea. They can be a transition tool. So I'm not saying that they should never be used. But what I am saying is they have maybe a different outcome than what you would think or normally expect associated with an antidepressant. So that's kind of my pharmacist brain is talking about, okay, so medications don't work, and a lot of times they have to add ones. And so they'll start with the antidepressant, then add anti-anxiety, and then add something for sleep. And pretty soon you've got 3 or 4 medications that you're on, and basically have a brain that's a little bit scrambled as far as neurotransmitters and what am I supposed to do and where am I supposed to be. And D'Artagnan is echoing his agreement in the background. So let's talk about the other component, and that is doing things spontaneously, or and slash doing things that bring you joy. So I have, for the past, I don't know, 2.5 weeks, been in a pretty happy, joyful state. And that is because my Argentine tango teacher and friend is here from Argentina. And I've been able to take class with him, to dance with him, to teach with him. And I really noticed a difference in my body and how I feel and how I sleep and my interaction with people. And it's to the extent that people have actually commented, "Oh, you seem so happy." I am. So for me, it was a good indication because I stopped the majority of that associated with COVID. And many people stopped things that they were doing. And now we're starting to transition back, but really looking at what it is that you want to do, but also remembering there has to be that component of joy. And we don't always live in that state. It's not realistic to think that we're always going to be happy or we're always going to be super joyful or any of those kinds of things. A couple of things that you can do that will facilitate that or make it a little bit easier is smiling. Smiling actually changes your brain chemistry. Who knew, right? That's such a simple thing. A smile will actually change what happens here. And I'm not really talking about doing, it's not a fake smile, it's not something you do all the time, but something that, when you smile, really changes the way that your brain works, meaning it changes the way your body works. And oh, by the way, it changes how we age. The second thing that I would talk about is a little bit about gratitude. People talk about gratitude a lot. My focus is a little bit different in that I think of something that I enjoy or I like, and that then changes what happens in my brain, but also I find that it brings a smile to my face. So I was talking with my sister about what we're going to do for my birthday. I'm going to drive down to see her in Kansas, and we always cook together and we create recipes and all those kinds of things. And just thinking about that time with her, she has a huge garden. There's fresh tomatoes and peppers and squash and all kinds of, and tons of basil. So there's lots of stuff that we make, that really make us happy. And we make enough food that she's got enough to put in the freezer. There's stuff for me to take home. And every time I open a jar of tomato sauce that we made, or pizza sauce, or salsa, or whatever it is, it brings a smile on my face and makes me happy. So I want to leave you with that thought as to things that you do that make you happy, not so much happy, but bring you joy and the smile on your face. And how can you bring more of that into your life? Remember, there's also supplement Saturdays, and D'Artagnan is saying it's time to get off. So I will see you next time. Bye bye.